Right now we're going to be talking about how to do lab number 2. And if we go into modules here and go into week 1, Pro Tools Lab 2, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, Pro Tools Lab 2 and 3 are all connected. They're all part of the same thing. So over here, Pro Tools 3 right here, comping exercise. This is actually part of it here. Please continue with Pro Tools 2 Lab to finish the comping part of the exercise. Basically, I did this in 2 sections to kind of like to focus on one thing at a time. So the first thing we're going to be doing is recording audio, and then after we talk about it in a couple weeks, we're going to talk about comping the audio together. So that's why it's 2 sections here, and I really want you all to be aware that I've done that here. So for Pro Tools 2 Lab, please stop at 16. I only want you to record today, not do the playlist comping. You can add multiple files by clicking the Add Another File in the Submissions page, and then submissions should look something like this. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you how to go through this stuff. So you can download the instructions. Now this one doesn't come with any audio files. You're going to be using your own audio files. So that's what we're going to be doing. That's how you're going to be recording your audio today. So let's go ahead and I'm going to delete everything out of here real quick. Okay, you'll start with your blank session, and it talks about how to set that up in here. And same as the other day here, file type WAV, 24-bit, 44.1, stereo mix, and then first name, last name, Pro Tools Recording Lab, something like that. And then make sure you know where you save it. And then the step number 2 here, and all these here that talk about the Apollo, this is just set like this because that's what we have at school. So when you're using the Apollo at school, it's instructions for that. But I don't know what audio interface you have, so just whatever audio interface you have, then set it for that. And if you're using the Pro Tools Aggregate, then set it for Pro Tools Aggregate, okay? Please don't come to me and say, well, I didn't do it because I don't have an Apollo. And I know one person already said that to me. That's fine. It was, you know, you're totally fine because it was before you worked on it like a couple days ago before we actually got to this here. But please, anybody else, don't come to me and say, I don't have an Apollo, so I can't do it. I'm telling you right now that you can do it even if you don't have an Apollo. You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to make a note in here. I'm gonna do this actually right now. I'm gonna say here, steps 1. What is it? Step number 2, 4, 6, 7, 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8 steps. 2, 4, 6, 7, and 8 all mention the Apollo interface. Please substitute whichever audio interface you are using at home. All right, and now that I've done this, I've recorded me changing it, everything, so it should be really, really obvious that I want you to use your own audio interface. Please do not do this because you don't have an Apollo. I'm making sure that we don't make that a thing, okay? So let's go in here. Now, I do have an Apollo, but I'm not gonna use it like that. I'm just gonna use it like how you would use it. So over here where it says playback engine, instead of selecting Apollo, I'm going to select my Pro Tools Aggregate, which is already selected, so I'm just going to hit OK. Go to the next page here, create an audio track and name it counting. So we're going to make an audio track here, mono audio track and name it counting, mono audio track, name counting. Boom. I'm actually going to go and delete all this stuff that I had before because we do not need any of that stuff on my hard drive. There we go. Whoops, sorry, that stuff there got in here because I double clicked. There we go. Okay, so I got my counting here. And set the audio input of the track to your microphone. Whatever it is that you're going to record here, you're going to set that up right there. If it's your input number 1 or number 2 or whatever, this is it. You know, I'm not going to change these instructions because it's really the names are going to change. There's nothing I can change it to that would be universal. So you're just going to have it be whatever your input is going to be. So then you're going to create a click track here. Go to track, create click track is the easiest way to do it. Open it up to set up whatever sounds you want it to be. I've got mine set for specific sounds, so it's like that. There we go, boom. Number 6, do not launch this. Do not worry about this part here. Number 7, do not worry about this either. We're just going to skip that entirely. Number 8, first mute the channel. We're going to monitor through Pro Tools for this lab, and you do not want to double monitor your signal. So that's number 8 on the console, so we're going to skip that one also. Number 9, record enable. So we're going to go over here, we're going to record it, check 1, 2, I can hear it, yes, check, 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 check. Once I know it's going good and it sounds good, for me personally, I'm going to mute it because I don't need to hear it. Let's see here. Command click where it says volume and shows you the fader position. So that's right here. So I hold down Command or Control on a Windows and click it until it says peak. Check 1, 2, check, check. Now I can see what my peak is. Hey, hey, hey. I can click on this or click on this. Check 1, 2. If I, hey, 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 hey. See if it goes over, it'll show me it's peaking. Check 1, 2, check, 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 check. I click it and it will show me what the peak is here. Check, 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 check. You can see that little number right there. And if you want to reset it, you just click it and it will reset the number. Talking to the microphone and adjust the gain of the preamp on the Apollo or whatever, however you adjust your gain on your audio interface is how you're going to do this. Here, if your microphone is too low, remember the other day, the very first time I was doing my audio and it sounded really crackly and disgusting. Well, that was because at some point I had gone into my system preferences and I had gone into my sound on the input here and I had adjusted this level right here. And that's where you would adjust the levels to make your change for your microphone. So let's just do that one more time in slow motion. If you're just plugged straight into the input on your computer, the microphone input on your computer, like if you've got you've got your like Bose headphones or something that have like an input, go to your system preferences on a Mac. I don't know on Windows how to do it. On sound, go to input, make sure you've got it selected for external microphone, and then you're going to adjust this until it's no longer clipping. Just make sure you're getting a good signal, but it's not clipping. So you can make that adjustment there. So now, if you want to listen to it and see what you're doing, unmute this, check 1, 2, check, 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 check. I can turn this down and hear my microphone. I no longer hear the microphone. I turn it up and it's gonna too loud, you know, so I can put it right about here and it's a pretty good level, right? And I think it was at like 55% before, so I'll just turn that down a little bit. And let's just see what this is at. 56 is fine, whatever. Okay, so now I've got this set and that should be pretty good. We should still be good in OBS as well. I don't want to make too many changes because it's going to affect OBS as well as Pro Tools for me because I'm teaching. Go ahead and mute that. We no longer need to hear that. So now, talking to the microphone, adjust the gain. Okay, that's what we just did. You're going to be making a recording of yourself counting to 12 while listening to the metronome. You should say each number of every quarter note on time with the metronome. That's step number 11 here. You're going to be recording multiple takes and editing them together, so it is important that you start at bar 1 and keep your counting on beat. Hit record and record yourself counting to 12. Your recording should be 3 bars long. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and start the recording at the beginning, but I'm going to start counting at bar 2 here. And so what it doesn't really talk about is to adjust your tempo here. So remember how we adjusted the tempo? You just double click on this little red dot here, or you set the plus, hit the plus sign and whatever. So you can set this up. Let's set it to 100 and set it to whatever number you want, whatever's comfortable for you. Listen to it. Maybe that's a little bit too fast for me. So I'll set it to 80. Cool, that's a little bit better for me. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure I'm in normal record mode or loop mode. Either one is fine. If you want to get used to using punch mode, quick punch, you can. But I'm just gonna use, I'm just gonna keep it in loop mode because that's what I like to use in my normal life. So I'm gonna hit my record button, and the record button is either this one right here or my command spacebar or F12. Okay, I'm gonna use my numeric keypad because I have a numeric keypad. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. Cool. And you're going to notice I've got a bunch of extra noise here in the beginning and the end. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. You might want to put it in slip mode and not start right in the beginning. And over here at the end, I'm just going to cut some of this like right here. And you might want to do a little fade on the beginning. If we're using our smart tool, remember we got our fade here. I can make it bigger like this. And now let's listen to it. I'm going to turn off my click track while I listen to it. That sounds fantastic. There we go. Let's do that again with it unmuted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Great. Excuse me, sorry. That sounds amazing. I can't believe how amazing that sounds. So let's go ahead and do that again. Now, to do this a second time, let's do it on the same track. And we're going to use a function, what we call playlists. And I think it describes it in here, step number 12. Yep. Create a new playlist by clicking on the triangle to the right of the name, track name plate, and select new. Alternatively, you can use the command, the key command, which is control return. Oh, is it really? I didn't know that. I use a different key command. Let's see. Yeah, it's not control return for me. It's control right above return. So that's actually incorrect in there. I never noticed that before. It's the key right above the control button here. So it's this on the keypad. If you look, there's like a backward slash and a straight line above it. Control and that key there will pull up a new playlist. But what I recommend is using this here over here. See where it says the name, counting, and I click on this little here. It says playlist selector, and I go to new. Now it asks me if I want to name it. I don't want to name it. I'm just going to hit OK, hit the return key, just quick, and it disappears. But we can still get back to it. I'm going to show you how in just a minute. But before we do that, we're going to actually record this. Let's record it again. I'm going to use a different voice. So we're going to record it using a different voice. Let's use the Oscar the Grouch voice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Or is that a Grover voice? Is that Grover? I think it's not Oscar the Grouch, right? Oscar the Grouch has kind of a normal voice. Maybe Grover. All right, so we got our Grover voice in here, and I'm going to go ahead and edit this again like we did before. Yes, they are equivalent to logic takes. Yep, absolutely. Same thing. I'm going to go ahead and fade this a little bit over here and fade this a little bit over here. Yep, good call on that one, Pip. Now, if we listen to it, turn off the, hold on, turn off my pre-roll. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Great. So Pip says, so in Logic they're automatic, but in Pro Tools you have to make them yourself. Yes, that is absolutely true. In Logic they are automatic, but in Pro Tools you have to actually go through the step of making them. Now, let's talk about playlists in detail next week though. I don't want to, today I just want to like making the playlist right here, but I want to talk about like all the details and stuff like that. Not next week, but the week after that. I want to talk about all the details of playlists and everything at that point, so we have something to talk about. But you're absolutely correct, and that analogy is correct. They are the same. So if you know how to use take folders in Logic, you will know very closely how to do the same thing in Pro Tools. The big difference is you have to actually make them yourself in Pro Tools. And it's actually a feature that's coming soon to live, Ableton Live 12 as well, coming really soon. Okay, so that's one. So now if I want to check out my different playlists, I go in here and I click on this little triangle thing, and notice how it's blue now. It was not blue before, it was gray before. And I can go back and forth, and now I can play whichever one I want. So I can go here and I can say, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? There we go. And I can flip back and forth between them. Let's make another one. Click on the same thing, click new, and it's gonna just hit enter. There we go. I'm gonna turn on my metronome. I'm going to mute and record, and let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. My dog is looking at me like, what are you doing, dude? Stop it. Stop it. You're scaring me, Daddy. All right. So we're going to go over here. We're going to delete that beginning part. We're going to fade that up right there. We're going to go over here and do this. And I would expect you to do fades on these things. Like I'm showing you the fades. And yeah, I actually expect to see fades on your stuff. Okay, so got this. Let's listen to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? And you can hear I can flip through them. Okay, so let's do a couple more. I'm just going to do a couple more real quick. Let's do this. Make sure I got a new one here. New, turn, 3 key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Awesome. And let's do one more, because we want to get 5 of these things. I know it says 0.04, but remember the first one didn't say point any number. It just had it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Awesome. Amazing. Let me go through and edit these real quick. Make sure we do the fades. You always want to do the fades on stuff, especially if it's noisy, like your mic is noisy, like this mic is like super noisy. And just make sure you're getting rid of all this stuff here. Like this. There we go. Let's listen to it. 1, 2, 3. You can hear that one clipped. 1, 2. Hear that clip? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, there we go. And this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. I am a robot. 1, 2. Great. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. 1, 2, 3. Great. Now, if I want to see all of these at the same time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and drop it over here. Click on where it says waveform and go up here and select playlist. So all the things I just recorded, now I can see them all at once. And this is where we're going to stop today. This is the ending of everything for today for your recording, audio recording. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Boom, Command Shift 3 takes a screenshot to my desktop, and we should be good to go. And Pip says, why do you click that little red light at the top of the meter that looks like it should be indicating clipping? I might have missed it if you already said. Just to turn it off, so it's not like sitting there with a red warning at me the whole time. It's just like an OCD thing for me. It's like super annoying. I like to have everything super nice and neat looking when I'm making my beats. So anything that clips, I turn it off and I turn it down so it's no longer clipping. Of course, this microphone here, I'm not like, this is not a perfect setup for me. So I'm not like, it's clipping sometimes without me meaning to. And for like, just for something like this, it's fine. But I usually click that just to turn it off, just so I don't have a red light there. It doesn't affect anything. No, it's just telling me, hey, you clipped. And I'm like, I know I clipped. Stop yelling at me. All right, so this is what we take a screenshot of. The screenshot would look like this right there. So now let's go into over here. Let's go to Student View and submit this, Pro Tools 2 Lab, submit assignment. I'm going to browse and grab my screenshot. We only need the one screenshot. Hit submit. And now, yay, party! And it shows me what my submission. Oh no, that's my picture from before. It's, you know, your submission should look something like this. So make sure your submission looks like this, basically. And there we go. I think we're good. All right, let's stop this recording.